Welcome back to episode 2 of A Beautiful Rodeo.
Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to start this second episode for you guys. I got a lot of feedback from you guys on the first
We
episode.
did.
Right? We got
Yeah.
my dad watched it, a lot of family members and some friends. They said it was a great episode.
Yeah.
There were some things that we noticed, and our guy out there noticed as well. So, little by little,
Every episode will be
yeah,
improving.
little by little, we're gonna improve. But that's what it's all about, right? The journey, and you guys are watching, tuning in, and I appreciate you guys, the ones that did subscribe. And I'm hoping that more tune in and just follow along our journey. So,
Yeah.
right. So, what are we gonna talk about today?
All right. So I wanted to bring this up because a few days ago I was scrolling, of course, and I came across like literally in the same day, like three people like in the beauty industry that had posted, saying their goodbyes to like leaving their business. They were just leaving the industry. They were all, well, two of them were hairstylists, and then the other one I can't remember. I think maybe like lashes or whatever. But I read they would be saying goodbye in like these like, carousel posts and stuff with like just, whole paragraphs and stuff or whatever. So I was like reading through them, and it was like, it's crazy, and it's so real because I know exactly the feeling. And they were just explaining how they used to love what they did. They've been doing this for years, and then just lately they just kind of fell out of love with it because of social media, and just having to keep up. Like they wanted to do, hair, they wanted to do, makeup, they wanted to do lashes, whatever it was. And, then this whole like social media and everything had really got so huge. And I just feel like nowadays it's like you have to, if you're not on social media, if you're not like showing yourself, it kind of like hurts your business. And like I feel that because I was in that like little rut, I guess. And sometimes I still am. And, like, hey, I signed up to do like lashes and brows. Like now I have to make sure I'm recording like my day to day, like making sure I like record coming into my shop, doing a day in the life, doing this, lash with me, do some brows with me, do this and that, and like it's cool and it's good for you to do to grow on social media. But like, people feel like they just lose their creativity, and so yeah, like I don't know, I wanted to talk about that and see, I guess, like how you may feel about the whole thing.
Yeah, like I get what you're saying. Like I think that's the problem that everyone, I guess the biggest issue what people do is compare. I feel like a lot of people compare to everyone and kind of feel discouraged, and they're not feeling busy. And what I see the most is that the beginners, like the rookies of the like industry, either it's like nails, lashes, hair. Sometimes they get all like discouraged and just like they can be like a year in, and they feel like I'm still not getting busy. And what they don't understand is that you have to put in the time. It's not just going to happen overnight. You can't do a training or decide to go into your industry, and then 2 months later you're like it's just not working out for me. I can't do it. You've seen everyone.
Like, that part I get. I totally get that part, like for beginners, like obviously, yeah, it's not going to happen overnight, work and, show your work, show what you can do. Like that part I definitely get as far as like beginners. But like those people who had, like I said, like these people have been, there was one who was like doing hair for like over 15 years who, just posted saying that they were like retiring and, they just fell out of love.
You're talking about like vets, like you,
yeah,
pretty much.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, me, like with lashes, like I still do them. I don't post as much about them because I not that I fell out of love with them, but honestly, I'm at that point where I'm ready to retire from lashing and only maybe just keeping my current lash clients because, you know, I've just gotten so close to with them over the years and stuff. But, you know, like honestly, it's like social media is just a whole nother job that you have to nowadays that you kind of have to really do. And if you don't, then it's like it can hurt you. But I mean, at the same time though, too, because I know back when I wasn't really posting myself or even posting really much on social media, I would literally just post like a picture of my work or something. I was booked and busy. So like that, I don't know. Like,
And I know that was like it was kind of an issue for you too. Like when I got into the industry with you like 6 years ago about well when I was starting to lash and then I had to pick up on social media and then you started to see like man like we have to push social media, right? And I know like you were so used to being booked and like word of mouth and you weren't really
right,
concerned about
exactly.
that. And there was vets like you that were just busy, like didn't have to worry about social media. But then it was a new era, you know, fast forward to today, where it's just like, man, like social media and it's like, else can I get out there? Nowadays, it's really not word of mouth because you got people here that are either younger people or you got older people that just like I'm not. It's weird because like these people now, like let's just say you're like loyals, right? Sometimes they'll get word of mouth, but then you got new people that you got as clientele and they won't say anything to those people and just not refer them. So now you're trying to find different ways to get your name out there rather than just word of mouth nowadays. So now you have to focus on social media. And then that's where people are just like, I'm feeling like really stressed because I got someone may have a family like us, you know, we got kids, we got responsibilities to do, and then you have to get home and then worrying about posting work on social media and just trying to keep up with everyone and try to get more people that way too. So it can be discouraging because now you're just like, now I have two jobs, right?
Right,
So
and
now,
that's what people don't want. And I hate to see it, but I mean, like it's just I don't know, it's just so sad to me because like I said, they've been in here, you know, just in their industry for so long and then all of a sudden now it's like, you know, now I don't know, like I feel like they watching other people maybe just like blowing up and they're still maybe at like I don't know, 7,000 followers or something, for example. And then, like, you have like this hairstylist who got like huge over like one video or something. And then now, just like they kind of took over and like now, like hundreds of thousands of like followers and stuff. Like, I just, I don't
yeah,
know.
like
It's sad
feeling
because,
stuck, right?
well, not just feeling stuck, but also feeling maybe like yeah I guess like comparing like oh you know I've been doing this for over 15 years and then this person you know just not well like maybe just recently like started posting all this you know just showing themselves and everything. I don't know, I just feel like
It could be a few things. I just feel like I've been seeing people like their body aches, like back
oh
problems,
well that's me.
all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And then you got just like if there's money in it, like I said, like there's people now where they're coming up in social media, and that's what I'm starting to see is like a lot of people complaining about it's what is it like you're popular like you're only going to the popular people like the
Mm-hmm.
people that are blowing up like you just said
Yeah.
um and feeling that type of way like I just give up because you know people are so worried about popular people and just not care about the work. But honestly there's some people that you know the work may be decent and for these popular people like the work may be mid, but then you got people that are like you vets that weren't so big on social media that were booked every day. The work is super fire. So I guess that's where some people get discouraged and be like and just be like you know what I quit like I just don't know what to do anymore. It seems like a more of a popularity thing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, and I feel like has it? You know what I mean? Like I mean for I don't know. I feel like to an extent, like for I don't know, I can only speak for myself, I guess, but like me, for example,
Like, how did you, how, like, this is a good thing for your point of view because you're just like, you were at that stage at one point where you were just like feeling a little bit discouraged, but because
Mhm.
like it was like years past, now you notice that social media, TikTok and everything has been
Yeah.
becoming a trend, and now you just had to kind of catch up a bit,
Yeah,
right?
I
Like,
really had to. I feel like I had made a name for myself in the city and like just very well known here in Milwaukee, but outside of that, like it's like, who am I? But that's where social media really just came along and I had to make some kind of a name for myself on here. And I did. I mean, I wouldn't say that I compared myself to other people, but I did feel some type of way after seeing like other people on social media where it's like, okay, well, I know my work is like amazing, like this person's, sometimes maybe a little better, but why am I not getting that attention? What am I doing? And that's where it's kind of like, well, I need to kind of get in there on TikTok and on Instagram and stuff, which I mean, I know I lack on TikTok big time, but I mean, Instagram, I'm slowly getting better, but I feel those people, where it's like
I don't know
they
what to
they kind of
do.
get burned out because like they're producing this freaking bomb work and stuff, but now they have to worry about social media and
And just doing everything like a lot. Like, I just,
it is a lot.
like I know when I came in and then started, like we kind of felt like that, me and you in the city, where it was like we were working as a married couple, right? And then you were known from what your talents and stuff, and then you started doing eyebrows, and then you had lashes and eyebrows, and
Oh,
then I
permanent
just
makeup. Yeah.
permanent makeup too, and then I was doing lashes and then teeth whitening and stuff, and then we were just like, man, like our work is fire. Like me and you talked about it all the time. Like our work is fire, but how can we get out there, right? And then I just feel like once I started to pick up on social media and
Well, yeah, that was the
branding and all.
yeah, I mean with that, cause yeah, when you had first started lashing with me, that's where exactly where it was like, what the hell am I doing wrong? What do I need to do to, make my mark in this whole industry, and that's where it's kind of like, still even now, like I hate to even look at like followers and stuff like that. Because back to what I just said, like you can have 2,000 followers and be crazy booked and busy, like you don't need to have all these followers to, feel or be successful.
Looking for validation.
Right, from like all these other people who are probably never going to even book an appointment with you,
Right.
So like I don't know, I just feel like
Because so you got followers that do just follow, and then some that like will sit there and just watch you and like stalk you and just not even like engage or anything. So it's like,
mhm,
that's not who you want validation from. You want validation from your clients, your
right.
clientele. Like you want to get that
Yeah.
validation from them because those are the people that are going to be paying you for your services and stuff. As long as you can
Mhm.
prove and try to get their attention, that's all that matters. Everything else is just, everything like, I don't know what it is you're trying to accomplish because everything is strategic. Like when you're on social media, and that's how I figured it out, right? We figured it out. And I started helping you out with content that everything is just a strategy. And whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, I can't really talk about one thing because it can be few things. If you're a content creator, like lifestyle, you're going to aim towards more brands, deals with brands and stuff. Talk to people that love that lifestyle stuff like you do here and there. Or if you're a business owner, you're going to focus on, you know, um, bringing clientele to your business and if you're an educator, you're gonna aim towards students and stuff. So you just gotta find what it is you're passionate about. And if you're trying to bring in clientele, then the people you want to focus on are the people that are gonna bring you the business and, you know, referrals and everything else. And like I said, if you're an educator, you're gonna aim towards students and bring in students and then educate them on that. Everything's all strategic. And going back into, you know, you, for example, like just trying to figure out what you like and stuff on social media, right? And just
like, what do you mean? What I like?
What you, yeah, like on social media, what you wanted to focus on. Like that's what when I came in the picture and started helping you on social media.
Well, really just showing my work and showing who the real me is, you know, like I just feel like that's very big. Honestly, I'm gonna go to, like, I like to look and watch videos and, you know, book with people who I feel like I might relate to, you know. I like to see the real person. I like to hear how they talk. I want to see how they look. I want to see, you know, like how they dress. And I just feel like it shouldn't be like a whole, I don't know, like a whole flip. You know what I mean? Like someone shouldn't feel the
pressure.
Yes, the pressure. Like, you know, like, oh, I gotta wear this today because I'm gonna do this video or whatever. But like, yeah, I scroll and I see like a lot of girls, you know, like in the beauty industry, like wearing scrubs or, you know, just wearing sweats or wearing, you know, just being comfortable and stuff. And, you know, I just feel, yeah, like at this point, it really has just gotten to like
put that pressure on people,
a whole lot of pressure. And just, you know, people are just like now just looking at other people in the industry and really just like comparing themselves and maybe feeling like they're not good enough. And really they are, but it's just social media has so much pressure on everybody nowadays. And, you know, that's for anyone, even if they're not in the beauty industry. Like you see like kids, like, you know, on social media, like watching
TikToks and stuff.
Exactly.
Like,
and now they're like dressing a certain way, wearing all this makeup, you know,
you
like,
got like fucking 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds wearing makeup, and it's like
got them walking around in fucking Sephora, you know, like buying all the skincare that they don't even fucking need, and they're like 9 years old. Like, oh my
and then
God.
yeah, like, and these parents too, it's just like, well, they're my kids, and like it's fine. Like, no, it's not fine because their skin is not developed yet.
Well, they don't even. Yeah, I mean, like, come on, you're 9 years old and you're wearing retinol.
Yeah.
Come on, get it together.
Yeah.
But like, you know, yeah, that's what I mean though. It's like social media just really has people in a fucking chokehold, and it's like it's hard, you know, for people to just really get out of that, you know, especially like if they feel that much pressure to want to like up and leave what they're doing, you know, what they love to do.
Yeah. And yeah, and like I said, I do see that, and it's just like, and it's sad because I came across a few posts just like a few days ago, right? And then going back to popularity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's all up in that game, and I've seen somewhere where it's like it seems like more like of these girls that are like having a great figure and BBLs or like flaunting money and material things, and then you got people that are, you know, how do I say it, non-straight, or right, like they're not straight, they're not straight, like those people, you know, like for example, that they are just like, those people get more busier. You know, they have I feel like they say that they have the, what is that word?
Just the upper hand, really.
The upper hand, and that they have the advantage.
Yeah, I saw that.
So the girls in figures and nice figures, and just like, oh, like Kim Kardashian, for example, or like these, like, you know, those girls in the beauty industry that just like, you know, show what they got, and then their work be mid, but they are, some of them people, like there's people, people that praise those people, and it's just like, and then there's other people that may be doing super fire work and great work, but they just may not look like that person, you know. And I've seen, like I said, I've seen like on a few posts talking about that, and that's what kind of brought this topic here.
I feel like I do agree with that, honestly. I just a few days ago I did come across this on Threads, and there was a girl asking, like, you know, like, oh, I've been doing lashes for like this long or whatever, my work is so fire, like, why am I not getting booked? But old girl like down the street that has, you know, like her body done in a BBL and she has gone viral a few times, you know, is like crazy booked and everything. And it's like, you know, so that kind of made me think about it, where it's like, you know what, that's let me think about that for a second, because it's like, are people gonna lean towards booking with someone who may have did all that, or like, you know, I don't know, or look a certain way, dress a certain way. And I just feel like sometimes I can agree and I can also disagree, because I agree with that, because there are some people who maybe, like you said, like look up to that, or maybe they want that, they want to look like that, they want to get all that stuff done too, you know, or even like the people on social media who are over here, you know, like flaunting like all this money that they just collected from, you know, having a training and stuff like that. Like me, for example, if I say I'm looking for a training, right, and I see someone posting, oh yeah, like I just made $3,000 in one day, like hit me up if you want to make money now, you know, like nowadays or whatever, this could be you. When I see shit like that, I'm just like, bro, you just collected that money because you're putting together a whole training for these girls, right? These, you know, girls or guys or whatever, you know, they're giving you their hard earned money, and you're over here like flaunting it, and oh yeah, like I made all this, like if you want to be, you know, part of the money team, I don't know, whatever it is that people be saying, like then you need to come and like take a training with me, you know. Like honestly, I hate that they even do stuff like that, because it's like, what are you doing? Like, you're making it look like it's so easy, and you're like selling these girls the, you know, like
the dream of like it's gonna be successful,
dream of like money and like luxury this and luxury bags and luxury cars and, you know, all this stuff, which is great and everything. However, everybody is not you, you know, like you may be just like supporting you yourself and no one else, but yet you have like other people who may have families, kids, they're, you know, someone's wife, someone's husband, you know, whatever it is, like, but yet you're over here like, oh yeah, like money this, money that. But then again, that kind of brings me back around to like, there are some people who will take that training with that person who's flaunting that money because they look up to them, you know. But then you have other people over here who know, like, girl, I'm not gonna waste my money to take that training with that person because she's over here flaunting this money that people, you know, work so hard on, and it, like, making it look like it's just easy money, you know. And it's really not like that at all. Like, I know, like, when I'm putting a training together, like, I would never do anything like that, because I know that whatever money that I'm making from a training, that shit goes right back into my own business. And I'm not over here like, oh yeah, all these cars, all these bags, all this, all that. Like, all that just goes right back into my business. You know, buying like kits for the trainings, buying more product for the, you know, the business or whatever it is, you know, bills and like rent for, you know, our building, and then
investing in just other things,
just
in general,
a whole lot of stuff. So it's like, when you got these people over here selling you this big ass dream. Like, it's such easy money. Like, you're gonna like wake up and you're gonna take this lash training and then you're gonna be like rich next month, you know? Like, that is not at all ever the fucking case. And if you see stuff like that, like, I mean, it's on you, but yeah, you don't want to do that training. I'm sorry, I said what I said. I don't care. Like, you know?
Yeah. I just feel like you got to do like your research on that. Like, you know, like, yeah, it's a good way. It's a sell tactic or whatever it is you're trying to do strategically, you know. But you just got to always be careful with, you know, people that may do that. And it's just like, because you're, like you said, selling this dream, but you don't know what that person, like that person could be a single person, no kids, no worries, and may have some bills and like apartment, cheap apartment and stuff like that, and making good income for them. But or maybe they have some like 1-2 kids or whatever, you know. But you
then
don't
again,
know is,
maybe they have also too been in the game for a very, very long time.
Right.
So it's like,
maybe a long time, maybe, but there's girls that will just sit here and sell you a dream, and then their training must suck, and you're gonna sit there and try to like do what they're doing, and it's like you gotta find someone that you look up to, that you know that's getting results without having to show you money and materialistic things. You want to find someone that you can look up to in that successful work business, but without being the loud person in the room, and you know, to be successful.
Exactly. Like for me, like I know if I'm ever looking for any kind of trainings or anything like that, like, you know, actually put it this way. We talked about this the other day. And I know, what was it that you had said? You said something like, oh my God. You had said like, you know, if I want to be a millionaire, I'm gonna learn, I want to, what was it that you had said before we talked about that? Because I want to bring that up.
I said, if you want to be a millionaire, you're gonna want to learn and pick someone's mind that's a millionaire. If you want to be
so
a super top athlete, you're gonna know what a top athlete.
I'm gonna stop you right there because, all right, you had brought up, what was it? You were like, yeah, because we talked about this a few days ago, and it was like something just like this with like the whole flaunting money and everything like that. And he was like, but he was like, honestly, if I was a, you know, person, I was a girl, whatever, man, girl, guy, whatever. If I seen like this person over here like flaunting money, like I'm honestly, babe, like I think I might want to go to her because obviously she's showing all that money. You know, if I want to make money, I'm going to go to someone to teach me who's made money, right? You said something along those lines.
Yeah, like...
And then you said, if I... Hold on. Then you said, if I want to become a millionaire, I want to go and talk to, you know, a millionaire. And I said, yes, that's correct. Very correct. However, me... if I want to be a millionaire, I'm going to go and talk and pick a millionaire's mind, right? But not just any millionaire. I want to talk to the one who went through the most struggle, who came from nothing and built their way all the way up there, millionaire, billionaire, whatever. I want that person to teach me how exactly they got to where they got to. I don't care to learn from a fucking millionaire who was born into money and was just, you know, whatever. That I don't care to learn from them. I want to learn from the person who, you know, like I said, came from nothing and just built their wealth, you know, from scratch.
Yeah, like someone you can relate to. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's kind of, I think when we talked about that, like I want to learn from, I said, honestly, from someone that's desperate and maybe like, man, and depending on the situation, I remember years ago, you know, when we were going through our lows and stuff, like way back when we were first starting the business, I was falling into those traps of like, man, I want to learn from that guy. Like, you know, those kind of like those pyramid scheme things. Like, oh, I can make you $1,000 in 2 days. All you have to do is just come and learn my program.
Well, yeah,
And they flaunt Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and stuff, and all that shit. So yeah, you get tempted. You're like, man, I want to learn from that person, but you don't know the whole story of this person, like the backstory and how they came up, or they can just throw you shit. And just like, yeah, I was like struggling, but not knowing that they were spoon fed and had all these loans, and maybe had someone that was rich and a rich family member, and just lend you a few dollars and be like, yeah, let me go. Can you loan me this? And then
now,
then they have loans, or they're like, you know, just like this person that has their head straight, right? And it's like nothing wrong with that, but you leave that out to people that are with like us. Where, you know, we had our lows, and just like these young parents coming up, and it's just like, now you want to relate with someone that is a millionaire, for example. Like, I don't know, like, I can't think of one that came from the bottom right now. Like, maybe there's a few like on that School of Hard Knocks that I'd be watching, that there is people that started off like with nothing and came up. Like, I'm just gonna say, like, maybe Mark Cuban, for example. I don't know if he was ever rich when he was younger, but
I don't know for sure.
I knew a little bit about his story, but like someone that started from the bottom, like I can't think of anyone else, like starting Jeff Bezos from Amazon, like starting a garage, working his way up. I don't, you know, like those, some people that started from the bottom that you can relate to, you know,
who that just never stopped and just really kept going.
50 Cent, for example, right? Like, that's the guy that I always looked up to when younger. 50 Cent was because, like, you see a guy that came from the hood and just, like, worked his way up into this big old artist, and, like, beefing with everyone because that was his way of, like, just getting his name out there. And 50 Cent was just one that he was like, man, like, you can relate, like, people, like guys like me coming from the hood and just, like, you know, want to make it big, and it's like, it's possible. Eminem and all those people, like, just like some rappers, like, just, you know.
But you see how everybody that you just kind of named, like, they all have one thing in common, though. You know, where it's like they just kept going and they never took no for an answer. And that's really, you know, from everything that I like, going back to that one guy at that School of Hard Knocks, like, when I see his videos and stuff, it's like, you know, asking, like, what's one piece of advice that you would tell someone who wants to become a millionaire or something? And they're like, well, you know, never take no for an answer. If they fucking say no, you keep on bugging. Like, never take no for an answer.
There's probably like about 90% of those people, if you think about it, if you go back and watch all those videos, that there's like always say no, just keep on going and don't give up. That's the same story, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, yeah, I was broke at one point, but you know what? Like, I just kept on and I always tell people, like, if the plan doesn't work, always change the plan, but never the goal. Is what I say.
You don't ever want to change the plan.
No, so like, if you have a goal, right, you stick to the goal. You can get there, you can change the plan, but just never the goal. So you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So you can, if plan A doesn't work, plan B, but always stick to what your goal is wanting to be.
The way of getting there.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the quote I always live by, and I always say, and I always tell you, I'm like, you know what? If this doesn't work out, that's always going to be my goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, a successful business owner, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish in life, you always want to stick to what your goal it is you have. You know, if you want to be the greatest athlete in a sport, like, let's just say football, right? Your plan is to get in the NFL, right? So what can you do? You make those plans. In the plan A doesn't work, go to plan B, or just never, you know, switch the goal.
Yeah.
So that's why, going back into when we were talking about, like, yeah, like, now my mindset has changed, where it's like, you know what, I want to learn from someone that did start from the bottom, work their way up. Like, how'd you guys do it? Like, and when you hear stories like, you know, like I said, 50 Cent, or like, you know, Eminem, like how those guys came up in rough neighborhoods, and like, they took no for an answer, and they just got they did
and
what
never
they had
took
to
no for
do
an answer.
desperately to get up there. Like, here's my mixtape, here's my CD, like
Yeah,
check me out, check me
you
out.
gotta do it. If you want it, like you have to absolutely do it, you know? Like I remember like being younger, and it's like, you know, you would be working, I'm like home with the kids, and I was just like, I hate living like this. Like, you know, like this was like years ago. You know, where yeah, we were like, you know, in our lows and stuff, like paycheck to paycheck, and like, you know, we've been there.
9 to 5 and just like,
And it was a struggle, and I always just prayed and was like, you know, like I want more for myself. I want more for my kids. You know I grew up with you know, like my mom who worked, you know, hard and stuff, but it was only her, you know, and as best as she could, you know, she did what she needed to do to take care of all of us and stuff. And you know, also thank God for my grandma too, for always being there and helping raise us as well. But I always knew that I wanted more for myself and for my kids. So I would always, like I said, just like pray about it and just be like, you know, I really want this, you know, like I knew after working so many jobs that I just did not want to be locked into like a full-time 9 to 5 job. And I refused, you know, like having to ask for permission for a day off, you know, like this one time where I really wanted to go on this field trip with my daughter, and I had asked off and they refused it, they declined it. That right there was like one of like the biggest parts where I was like, you know what, fuck this. Like I I promise, like if I were to like ever, you know, be put in the position to be able to maybe, you know, have my own business or like be able to work my own schedule or find a job who can work around all of this stuff, like the perfect job or whatever, like that would be like amazing. And then it's like, you know, I ended up with my own business, and like now we're here, and like not that we're like crazy huge and like rich and everything, you know, like one day, you know, one day. But right now it's just like I have prayed for everything that we do currently have. And that's where I'm kind of going back to, like, if you just put your mind to something and like you said, you know, like you have this goal, that's what you want to reach, like you're gonna get there. And if you have your mind on, your head on right, and you have your mind set to what you are wanting to achieve, you're going to do it. If you keep on like, you know, if you, oh, well, I want to do this. No, I don't. I want to do that. Like if your mind is just not set on something, you're going to be all over the place. But like, I always, yeah, just, I guess, look back to what we used to have and what we didn't have, and like what we, you know, have now, how much we have achieved, you know, the time and the freedom that we have to be able to like spend like with the kids and with each other, and not having to have like a boss over us and having to ask for days off, or, you know, like, hey, it's a holiday, can I spend Christmas with my kids? You know, like I don't have to worry about that. And it's like, thank God for that stuff, you know?
yeah, and that, you know, and that's what's good thing. Like that's what the goal is, right? To have that freedom and um just not like financial freedom and being able to be on your own terms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that was like I wasn't really so focused on the money coming up.
Absolutely.
It
Mm-hmm.
was more so of like I want that freedom with my
That time.
kids, um those times, and just like missing out, and just like you said, someone telling me no, like you can't go to your kid's event. And it's rough because there's people that work 9 to 5s, you know, and I've been in factories, I've been in like retail, I've been in healthcare, and I would see like, you know, the hardest people working their ass off and just like get a pat on the back and like, oh, here's a pizza party and just all that bullshit. Like, you know, like, just like I see like that, like I seen this post about this guy working so many years at Burger King and got
I
like,
fucking saw that.
got like
He got
only
like a
like
pen. He got like some bullshit. Like what?
yeah, just like that guy gave you like
I think it was like over
loyalty.
30 years or something.
Yeah, and just like you know, people like that working hard and like in that generation, like
Yeah.
you know, that's what all people did.
Mhm.
And I would hear like, for example, like you know, my mom still works and stuff because she loves the work and all that, and then you know, but she always talks about like running her business one day, you know, and it's just like you know, like it's tough because it's like you want to get there, and it's just like oh, like you know, you can only do so much.
You're gonna make me cry. Stop.
but but yeah, like
Oh my god.
I cry here, fucking shit. No, but you know, just like yeah. Like those 9 to 5 people, you know, and
oh my god, I can't believe we're actually
yeah. And that's what I'm saying, like you know, you just gotta hustle and just like have that faith and that and your you know, believe in your dream, you know, and just keep on working your ass off until you get there, you know. And in this generation now, like people like us, you know, like doing what we can to provide for our families and stuff. And there's people that, you know, are like single and stuff, and they're living it up and stuff, and that's great. You know, like your sister, for example, like your oldest sister, Yaya, like no kids, and you know she got her degree and living in another state now, you know, and doing what she loves to do, and that's great, you know. But then there's a part of her that says like oh, I can't wait to have kids and all this stuff, and can't wait to have a family and all that stuff, and you know. But there's people, like I said, there's people that just will work their ass off until they're like, you know, 50 or 60 and shit, and then don't know what it is to own a business, or like it's just tough.
Or just to be like any kind of like free, really, you know, because if you think about it, like they've lived all their life to work.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard, it's tough, like, you know, like both of our moms, you know, like I feel like I wish I could give my mom, you know, like that freedom and not having to worry about anything. I know you feel the same about, you know, your mom too and stuff. And, you know, yeah, it's hard. It's tough. And, you know, so this, I guess, really is just like, honestly, if you have like any kind of like dream really about wanting to do anything at all in life, you just have to, people just really have to go for it. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck. They're going to be, you know, living this life of like, you know, always asking themselves, like, what if I would have done that? And now you're like, you know, in your 60s and stuff like that. But like, even, you know, at that age, yeah, sure, if you wanted to start something, you always could, I guess, too. But like, you know, I just feel like
that's why I'm happy, like my dad, for example, you know, like running a restaurant and stuff, and you know, and my stepmom too, and all of them running a business. You know, I'm just proud of them too, of starting that shit up. Like, you know, they were working part-time jobs while they were trying to run their business, you know, and that's what they did, was working full-time. Actually, it was fucking full-time. full-time, and then like evenings they would work the restaurant back and forth until they would save up money, get money to put into their business, and then starting their business, and now like they're the biggest restaurant in the city, you know, and so like doing good and stuff.
I'm like, the best carnitas, the best Mexican food. So if you're in Milwaukee, go to Carnitas Don Lucho.
Yeah, so like,
Yeah.
them starting that business, and it kind of motivated me myself. Like man, like I want to. That's what I want to do, is like start a business, and like something. Like I didn't know I was gonna be in the beauty industry, but it was something that I wanted to do to to be able to get out of that 9 to 5. And like I said, props to everyone that does work a 9 to 5 and provide, and that's the way. But if you're out there watching, like just keep whatever it is you want to do in life. We all live one life,
Mm-hmm.
and and I guess that's why I got emotional, because just thinking about my grandpas and stuff when they passed, like they didn't have that opportunity. There was things that they may wanted to do, and then unfortunately they passed, and you know. And I just remember, like, my grandpa had some plans and stuff. So that's why part of me got emotional too, was because it's like, yeah, like if you got a dream, just go for it. Like don't feel like discouraged or anything like that. If like comparing, or like I said, like you may feel defeated because it's like something may not be working. But like what we were talking about at the beginning, like there's people that been doing this for years, and like feeling like that pressure of having to work social media and all that stuff. Like if you can afford it, hire someone to help you on that part, to be able to maintain that. So like a social media coach, like me, for example, like I've helped a few people, with some tips and stuff, like what they can do to elevate their social media. It's all like they'll help you to what to do and how to plan this content. What can you do for your business? Things like that. Like social media coaches are like, if they're expensive, because nowadays it is pricey. Try to put money to the side for it or something, or like do your research. If you need to do, what can you do to figure the algorithm, or like all the ins and outs of social media and how to get your name out there. Schedule your content. I can give you some tips right now, like writing down things that you're going to do for the week. Like, all right, I'm going to make this video this day. I'm going to do a lash with me this day. I'm going to put out the content on this day. So it all like varies on what you're trying to accomplish. So in social media, but like I said, if you got a dream and everything, just keep on going and don't give up.
Yeah. And you have to really fight for it, and I mean, like, fight for it if it's honestly something that you really, really want. Like, that's something that you really have to fight for. You have to be a dog and want it so fucking bad. If, like I said, just going back to, just like your mind and stuff, like anything that, you really put your mind to, you can absolutely achieve it. 'Cause yeah, like I said, I wanted this freedom so bad, put my mind to it, and just was able to achieve it. It was not easy at all to even get here, and like I said, I'm not even at my peak,
Yes.
and so
like we're comfortable, but we're not where we want to be yet. There's a lot of things that are on our list that we want to accomplish. There was a few things that I accomplished and we accomplished together, but like I've did some speaking at events and like meeting people and stuff, and just doing things on that end. But there's a few things that I that I have to accomplish still, and like I said, like do your research too when you do. Don't get discouraged because or don't fall into people's tricks and like falling materialistic things. Like it's good and all, that's great, but what did they do to get there? How's their training? Look at the results, look at what they're doing. How many people did they teach? They may teach a lot of people, like, and that's another thing too, because there is teachers out there. I remember when you were coming up doing ombre powder brows, there was like a teacher and like 20, 30 students and like shit like that. And it's just like, all right, you may have 20 students. That's a good payday for you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Hell yeah. Charging what, like 3,000, 4,000 per student?
Yeah. So it's
times
like
20, 30 students.
Right.
Fuck.
But how are they getting the training?
Yeah.
How is the quality? How are they getting one-on-one? Are they getting time to like ask questions? Like
No, I did not take a training like that. Absolutely not.
and I like told you like don't do it because I mean all these people are probably like trying to figure it out, and then you got the teacher teaching like another.
Well, yeah, you maybe have just that one, educator maybe like walking around like, oh yeah, yep, that's right. How do you know? Like they're working on fake skin, and then like you're sitting like all the way far away, like have a camera like showing like this big ass screen of you, practicing on the fake skin and then practicing on like a real life model. And then, okay, yep, we're done with the training. Here's your guys' certifications. You guys are now ready to tattoo on someone's face. Like, absolutely not. So yeah,
like that requires more time than just like a 4 hour training. And then you got 20 people there in that class. And then it's like, and that's why we, downsized our trainings to like one-on-ones or two-on-two. With me and Elly training on 2-on-1, and then or me and Elly training 2 people, or maybe like 4 people tops, because we know 2 people
but
each.
It's both of us.
Yeah, and it's both of us. 2 minds and focusing on 4 people.
And I think honestly that would be absolutely max.
Yeah.
Is 4.
Maybe 4 or 5 max.
Yeah, but like honestly I
can't do no more. We can't do no more than that, because we know that the quality is not gonna be
it's not gonna be there. Right. And I like to be able to give that like personalized like one-on-one time with each and every student to be able to help them, with literally anything that they need, or just like hands-on and like asking questions and just being able to like be 100% there. Like not like, okay, well, I have 2 minutes with you and then I have to go all the way over there to like help that other person over there. And then it's like, oh, you need help. Okay, maybe I'll remember to get to you. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah.
So it's like maybe at events, it's great because you got a big screen and people are watching you too. And it's like, and it's part of the event, and I'm sure there's other people we can learn from, but it's just that quality, wanting to get to know you, like who you are. Like, I want to get to know you before you leave and have that connection with you after the training too. Like, to really just feel that, you feel you as get to know you and feel you as a person, as you're just like, what is it you're trying to accomplish? Or like, what are you trying to get out of this training? And I'm not just gonna, and that's the thing, like, because we've been there where we spend money on trainings, and it's just like, I want to learn, like, this is what my hard earning money, like, this $2,000 could have went to my kids and like, stuff like that. And it's just like, and you're seeing trainers out there taking advantage with people like that. And it's just like, I didn't learn much. Like, I could have spent this on my kids and stuff, or
they like
on my college tuition or something like that.
Yeah, like I know just a few days ago I had saw a post, and it was like, oh, someone had asked, like I think it was on Threads, but anyway,
you and Threads, I swear.
I rarely
always get on TikTok.
I rarely be on Threads, but like I'll scroll on Instagram and then like a Threads little thingy will be right there, and I'll like click on it, and then there I go, get lost in there. But anyway, someone was like, oh my god, so in 2025 my goal is to really get into like the lash industry, like where can I go to take a training? And tell me why some girl commented like, hey girl, take my online course. It's currently on sale for like $79, and then go and watch all of my YouTube videos. I'll send you your certification in the mail. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
And then it's like, yet these people, okay, yeah, $79. Sure, here's $80. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a bit easier, and that girl's probably going to get paid because like a lot of people are going to like, you know what I mean? Like maybe sign up for it, but it's like,
And then you're
Really?
always
You ain't
gonna,
gonna learn a
yeah,
damn
and you're
thing.
always gonna have that one fucking person that's be like, well, you just because you're money hungry doesn't, they're charging $90 just to teach them. So I don't know what the problem is and stuff.
Right.
Like, well, the fucking
Uh-huh.
problem is they're not gonna learn right. And then
Mm-hmm.
not only that, but like you're setting them up for failure, and you wonder why the industry is shit right now, going
Exactly.
down
And
because you want to pull this stupid ass
that's
training.
exactly what I see and what I feel is really going on, because you got all these people wanting to, do lashes, do, like freaking microblading, micro shading, ombre,
Nails, even
nano,
nails.
nails, brows, literally anything, and everybody's over here like, doing everything for like super cheap, and like you got people over here like really fucking up people's faces and like gluing like fucking eyes shut and stuff like that. And it's like, well, I mean, I wonder why. Like, you just took a little online training and watched some YouTube videos to get into the lash industry. Like, it makes no sense. I mean, I hate to be that person to seem like I'm knocking someone's hustle, but like, no, like that is like, these are people's eyes that you're working
Yeah.
on. Like, they're pretty important.
Right. Yeah, and I get it. Like, someone's hustling shit, but at the end of the day, like we're spending money on quality training, like we spending our time away from our kids or someone that may not have kids, spending that time away, they can be doing something better, but they decide they want to do this and this is what they love doing and a passion for it. And then you're going to pay for material. And then you're just depending on how many days, like it's just a lot. It is a lot of work. And at the end of the day, you are drained, but it's mission accomplished because it's like this is what they learned, and this is what I'm giving them. So you're gonna pay for that, and like when we were coming up, like I didn't expect shit for free. Like I can sit here and watch someone as much as I can. Like I can sit here all day and just be like learning shit, but it's not the same when you learn from someone in person. You
From in
want to.
person, and who actually knows what they're doing, who, has a great reputation and everything that they do, so.
Like here's an example, right?
Mhm.
When I was trying to learn to be a barber,
Oh God.
like I remember cutting some hair. I was cutting some hair, right? And then I would go on YouTube and watch videos and shit and try to like figure it out. And then I grab like a clipper from like Walmart and didn't even know better. But then like I started learning, and there was these people that I would watch, and it was the Faded Culture guys. That was Adrian and his brother, right? And I would always watch their videos on YouTube and try to learn how to cut, because they literally have step by step on how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, these guys seem humbled, and they're like they're taking the fucking time to show you how to do this on YouTube,
Right.
right? And some other barbers out there that I would have tried to learn from and shit, and but part of me was like, man, I want to learn from them in person, because it's
Right.
like, man, like, yeah, you can show me here, but it's not going to be the same on how you do it in person. You can sit there and hold a clipper, but there's like ways you hold the clipper. There's like pressure,
Right.
guards, all that shit, levers and stuff.
And see, like I feel
Same
like,
thing.
right. I feel like that's like similar to even like with lashes and stuff,
Yeah, that's
or
what
like with brows.
yeah, that's what I was
Because
gonna say,
yeah,
like, and learning that barber stuff and going to like lashes and eyebrows and all that stuff, it's a lot different in person. You can sit here and
yeah,
learn, and then let's just say you learn on YouTube, right? And then someone comes in, you're like, all right, I feel like I got this, like I want to do their eyebrows and like lashes, and then they come and you're like, fuck, like,
yeah.
oh, their lashes look weird.
Mhm.
I didn't see this shit on YouTube.
I feel like the only way, I feel like, it's possible to learn things off of YouTube for sure. But Alexa, stop. I feel like it's possible to learn things off of YouTube. Sometimes, because I feel like if you have that experience already, and you already know, like for lashes, for example, like, okay, I know like the whole sanitation part. I know how to like, work with the eyes, but I want to learn how to do like wispy sets or something. Then something like that, like maybe, okay, yeah, sure, YouTube can definitely be a good, option for you or whatever. But if you're just like starting out, like if you're just starting out trying to become a barber, like don't sit here and try to fucking learn on YouTube. So
YouTube or just anything, like anything beauty related, just go in person, spend like that, just do your research is all we can say. And get someone that has that reputation, of doing these trainings and not just wanting materialistic shit. And trying to get you in there and try to, learn and give them another payday. Go to someone that actually cares and wants to see you succeed. And like, not to be biased or anything, but like us, we like to see you succeed for real. Like there's a few of our students that still text us to this day. Like we don't hesitate to get back to you at all, because it's like we were in those shoes at one point where we wanted to succeed, and there was some times where trainings we took shitty trainings and got left on red and just like, here you go, fuck you.
Yep, exactly. Like literally they're like, oh yeah, included with my training, like lifetime mentorship and support. Like if you need anything, I am here for you, blah, 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 blah. And then it's like, okay, like a week later after my training, I'm like, hey, so I really need help with this. Can you help me? What do I do in this case? Red. Like no response at all. So it's like, well, what happened to that whole support, that lifetime support and mentorship? It's like, what the fuck? But then it's like when people take our trainings and like, that's when we're just like, no, we're literally here for you. Like no matter like the time or whatever it is. Like
if we're busy, we'll get back to you. Yes, but it's just like, we'll eventually get back and just like see you succeed. But like, we'll never leave you like that. So like, but yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up now. Our time is up. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us, A Beautiful Rodeo Podcast. And I'm looking forward to more episodes with you guys. And don't be afraid when we ask for topics too, please. You guys, I know we come up with some of our own while we're like eating dinner or whatever, but we want to hear from you guys too, so don't be afraid to engage and just talk, engage.
I mean, and like actual like talking topics, like I mean, obviously I'm not,
or life, anything,
literally anything. The only thing is I know someone had asked before, like, oh, can you talk about and teach us like wispy sets or something like that. Like I'm not doing that on here. Sorry.
Yeah, like there's YouTube. We have videos. We're gonna have education videos on YouTube from my page and stuff. Or if you want to do training, come take it with us. We'll show you in person exactly how to do that. So I'll show you the results. And it's hard. It's hard to see it online, and there's a lot of online stuff. But it's better to come in person and just get that hands on. So. If you guys, like I said, haven't subscribed, and just follow along and talk about life and just everything in general. So we'll eventually get some guests on here.
Yes.
But I just want to do a few of me now.
I know. Yeah. I'm trying to do for our next one. I have it in mind. Yeah. So I'm so excited for that one.
Yeah. We have some special people coming on. So
definitely stay tuned for our upcoming and next episodes and everything. So yeah.
You guys take care. Lash Cowboy out. Peace.